Fantasy Baseball Player Rankings. I'm here to speak with you about Fantasy Baseball Player Rankings for the 2010 Fantasy Baseball season. I believe my way is the best way to set up your 2010 rankings because it took me 10 years of trial and error while competing in some tough leagues to put together an extremely successful ranking system. My website talks more about my very important key indicators that I look for, which help me set up my one-of-a-kind fantasy baseball player rankings. The way in which I depict what is important will enable you to draft that superstar in the 5th round while he still will be putting up those first round numbers for your fantasy baseball team. I don't want to go into great detail telling you what my key indicators are that I look at when I'm putting together my fantasy baseball player rankings, because that is one of my key features I will be going over on the forums in my website. Fantasy baseball player rankings in magazines are not always set in stone, and once you buy the magazines, they will be outdated. The great thing about my fantasy baseball player rankings is that I will be updating the rankings until April 4th, which is baseball's opening day. One of the main things I look for during spring training is guys coming off surgeries. I'm looking for guys that might have hurt their hamstring. Example, Jose Reyes, or other pitchers that didn't pitch a full season. Another example is last year's Brandon Webb. If these players perform well, they could get moved up in my fantasy baseball player rankings. This great fantasy baseball advice and much more, including sleepers and projections, will be available in the following days to come.